I'm in Houston, Quebec. It's August and we have a classic car show. I'm trying to film a little bit each one of them. I'm not going to step inside, so it's a walk around if you want. There are a lot of models here, and hopefully I have enough memory and battery. And let me start with what looks to be my first car, other than the police beige, that I had in Canada when I came 30 years ago. Chevrolet Caprice. And this happened to be that one, happened to be a taxi car for Toronto, exactly the same. I don't know if the specs are the same. Again, I cannot really step inside the cars. Comfortable, usually you could have it 3 seats in the front. You can tell the radio. I guess this one was a real police car. I don't know if it's retired or not, but big car, floaty, terrible in winter, real propulsion actually. Yes, I think it's an active if it's by the plate. Guess they just keep it for just to remember the good old days. A fully restored GMC pickup. Look at the whippers, very nice, well chilled. I'll explain something I like about these cars. Really not good on the engine things, but obviously it's carbureted and filters. Air filter, I guess it's dropped. It's not original, yeah. But still, it's for the looks, I guess. Obviously, it has been modified. Look at the trunk bed, very interesting. So, the things, the steering wheel is Cadillac. The things I like about this video, not the video, the interior is the dashboard. I totally like this dashboard. Simple, and they look like, look at the shifter, the piston. So it's just clean, simple, aesthetical. Very different than what we have today with those screens. And look at the space as well. I don't know if the space is, if you want, just like the original trucks, but the seats are fairly high, not very high, but fairly high. But look at the space for food room. It's crazy. It's insane. Very, very nice cabin. Look at the headroom as well. It's just crazy. Obviously, they didn't have the crash worthiness the cars have today, but this is one of the things I like about it. A very nice 240 diesel 93. I don't know, it's not really actual shape. I'm trying not to film the plate, but so the shape is not really modern, but at the same time I think it's really timeless. Exceptional design, which is very classic and pretty, I don't know, in the 80s and 90s car makers knew how to design a car. Let's just take a peek inside quickly. I've been in these cars. I was a passenger. Look how high the seats are, which I like, totally like this. Quite a bit of legroom, but again, just like that truck, I totally like these dashes. Simple, clean, and there is a line to them. Just look, the whole dash at once. It's just, for me, it's pleasant. Yes, I know it's square and so, but very clean looking. Interior as well, very clean looking. Quite a bit of space. So I'm not filming the front and rear of these cars, so I don't film the plate. I don't know, just for, who knows, maybe some owners don't appreciate that. Look at the clean dash. Crazy. Clean and nice to look today. Very, very nice. Sporty steering wheel, which actually makes it smaller. Steering wheel will make you feel the car better. Maybe you don't understand what I'm saying, but just try it once. And here's the, let's see if I have a sticker. It doesn't say what it is, but it's classic. Look how tiny the wipers are. There's two of them. This doesn't look to be the correct engine in there, but everybody has a choice. Obviously, has been modified, and it's it's an interesting shape. Sometimes when I look at these cars, you see them in movies and so on. I try to think. So this, I guess, is from 20s, 30s, and in the 40s sometimes they completely change the shape for this kind of shape. They just completely get rid of it. But still, I try to think that transition, was it how, I don't know, it must have been quite unusual, right? So let's see if it has a plate. No. Try to film some details here. A bumper which may not be as efficient as new ones, but still, look at the size. That's about the size of these headlights. Again, the engine is not original for sure, and I think it has been lowered. It's really too low to the ground. Let's look inside a little bit. Can I film without the plate? Okay, that's a rear look. Rear glass is not that big, but it seems to have a third stop, which must be by modern regulations. Let's look interior. Wow. I'm assuming, I don't know if the seats are original because they look mod. No, definitely not. Okay, so there's headrest. Obviously, there wasn't any headrest back then. So it's quite a bit of rear legroom. There's no rear doors, but I'm going to guess perhaps you recognize the brand. The dashboard is, if not original, then a reproduction of the original. Perhaps the gauges are not original any longer. I don't think so, but I'm just guessing the dashboard. Someone correct me. It's just like the original one, and the steering as well. Hopefully, I don't know, but hopefully. Look at the shifter, very nice. At least it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Obviously, there were no speakers back in the day, so there is modifications going on, but I don't know. It's interesting. The windshield is closed, and these hinges seems to indicate that there is a way to open it, flip it slightly open. Windshield. Look at the rear mirror. Obviously not original. The roof is all flat. There's a center light obviously added. Yeah, I, I think the overall configuration is like the original one, and it's quite boxy inside. It's pretty much like a box. Windshield is basically almost vertical. It's okay. I mean, maybe they were lacking side room, leg room, but the space inside feels okay. It feels just enough leg room, even the rear of the front seat, the distance. It's interesting design. I don't think it was that annoying back in the days. Okay, a Chevy wagon, or the way they call this in Europe, a state. Give you the air. 55. Again, I don't know about these cars, but the paint is very nice. From what I've seen on television, basically, this is about more or less the end of the era, or the peak of the era of opulence, like visible opulence. The design, it's just standing out, and I can tell you, I'm pretty sure the car, I'm guessing, is lowered, so these are kind of semi-modified. Um, it, the the I cannot show you how wide and tall is this front end. It feels like I'm kind of scared to stand in front of it. It feels like it's going to roll over you and wreck your day. This seems to be chrome here. You can tell there is a fingerprint or so. Look at the side of this bumper, all chrome. Look, it's just all around this chrome. Look at the lines here. This is the things I like about design. Just look how they thought about making these not regular lines. It's just a full design. American, back in the times after the Second World War, I think for about 20 years, United States were really pushing production, innovation, design, everything, and they were really skilled, and they lost it, I think. Pretty much lost it. Check this piece, how it goes. I think there is a screw or something and adjust. Okay, maybe this is a spray. Or something else, maybe it's adjusting. Again, whippers very, very slim. I don't know where they find these things today. Interesting shape. Look at the cut here. And this was, I guess, for rain, so it doesn't rain on you. When you open the door from the roof, it goes all the way back. Nice mirrors. I don't know about the tires. I don't think they are original. And sometimes I doubt if the body itself is all original, if it's not modified. Let's look at the front here. Again, don't know if this is original or not. Maybe people who know this brand can tell us. Steering wheel, very, very nice. I wish, obviously, by today's standards, we like it thicker here, right? But still, it's crazy aesthetical. It's just like a piece of art. Basically, look at the stuff. Look at the shape. Look at the chrome in there. This is all full-blown design. Full-blown design. This is like a coach. I don't think it's less comfy than your home coach, perhaps even better than some new ones. Bel Air, beige. Try to frame from the other side. Rear legroom, okay, but not huge. Hopefully you can tell it's right here. Try to hide the window reflection. It's okay in the rear. Obviously there is no headrests. Look at the shifter. I don't know if it's original or not. Let's try to move to the other side. A bit of rear of the car without showing the plate. Just crazy design. A lot of glass around. Just observe how much glass is in there. This tells you when you are looking around the car and from inside, you could see absolutely everything. I think this looks like Art Deco. It's like the head of an eagle, perhaps. Yeah, try to put this on modern cars. You won't find them the next day. Oh, look at this small trim for no apparent reason, but it gives you, just look at the car. So it kind of cuts the side of it, makes it more pleasant to see, right? So it's just thinking about it. Antenna, I'm going to guess it's electrical, but I'm not sure. This is the tip of the antenna, right? You don't see this on your cars. Try to find one. Side glasses which open. I don't know what the name for that is. Very nice mirrors. I don't know if it's original. Are the mirrors original? The side mirrors original? I don't know, because it's interesting. It's like full mirror. There's no edge on it. Anything. Very nice. Just try to film behind. Not behind, obviously. Just inside. Was there a radio in there?
There was, but that's a new one.
Okay. But there's a clock, right? When it says Bel Air, that's a clock.
It's not a Bel Air though.
Okay. So I can tell there's a clock in there. Oh, I don't know about them. So just trying to kind of really just tell what's in there. Sorry, there's a lot of reflection. So look at the dash again. That grid in there is crazy. Wow. Very impressive. A Miata, I don't know which gen, but it looks perhaps second or third generation with nice interior tan. And this is pretty much the original dashboard. This, of course, look at the size of the shifter. It's really short. And I did sit in one of these. I'm 6 foot, and it doesn't look, but there's almost very nice leg room in there. Um, so again, this is a car that it's a cool car already, and for a reason, because of the pleasure of driving it, basically. But also, I think it's a very, very classic 90s car, and the shape may appeal to some people and not to others. I don't know. The size is very small, just the exterior of it. But again, I'm filming this especially. I'm not sure about the steering. I'm filming because the dashboard is just. I cannot say something else. It's just my taste. I know maybe it's not everyone's taste. It's a little bit dark, I would say. I wish there were more, I don't know, less dark lines on it, but it's a very clean dash. And other than that, the cut for the airbag, obviously. And look at the gauges. They are just very nice. Somehow remembers me of some Porsche from the 80s. It's interesting that the RPM digits are bigger than the speedometer digits. Obviously, the speedometer needs more digits in there, but it's a very, very clean looking dash. It somehow reminds me of the Hondas from the 90s. Hondas, I believe, were even nicer, but still, look at the colors, very nice. A British car, which in some ways, no, I think this may be ancestor of this one, and this one is ancestor of the Miata. So in some way, MG, if you look at the interior of an MG car, it does not look that different than the Miata interior, except perhaps for the shifter, which is much taller. But the dash, just the lines of the dash, they sort of look like in the Miata, the spacing, the position of the seats, the distance between the doors. It's not so different. And I believe Mazda actually did inspire from those models. So this one, it's a 1936. It says Singer, not the sewing machine, which I also have, but let me just film for you some details. Light is not ideal. We have a bit of sun in here. Gauges say British Jaeger. Jaeger or Jaeger. This is wood here. The steering, it's interesting. Look at the small roads, and it's fairly thin, and it's fairly close to the dashboard. Look at the distance. So the spacing here is not a lot. You would sit fairly close to the floor, and not sure you can tell the pedal leg room. It's okay, but I don't think I would fit in there. But look at the design of the body. Basically, you're like, it's kind of, you have something in between you and the road, basically, that's so to speak. The handle, it's below my knees, the position of the handle. Nice strips here so you don't slip when you step in. And let's just film a bit the design, the small details. That's what I like. So I think the windshield folds perhaps frontward flat, and these are probably to just secure it in place, or maybe it's the pivot actually. This is the side mirror, very nice, although small. And look at the wiper mechanism. Wiper is very, very small. And linkage, wiper linkage, which appears to be, I would guess, I'm not sure if it's stainless steel, perhaps it is. And it's not electric. So let's just look at the mechanism itself. Is it? Oh yes, it's electric. There's a wire in there. So there's some switches in here. For some reason, it looks like it's mounted upside down. I don't know why. Very interesting. Let's just move on the other side, maybe a bit of the rear of the car. It has not been rebuilt. Tank is at the rear, perhaps the safer place until someone hits you from behind. This is, I would guess, the frame, what you see here, the rear of the frame. has two wells. Look how the wells are secured in there. Stainless steel. There's two of them, which I don't see that often on those cars. Cars of that era. I'm guessing this is the gauge, the hose for the fuel. Interesting. Well, cap. And something marked on there. Notice the well design. Just look at the small details, like the top of this. I don't know, maybe something to do with ignition. And let's look a bit at the front of the car. Radiator cap. Radiator is right behind the grid, and the grid, yes, is stainless steel, is not plastic. Even Mercedes have plastic today, and I guess even Bentley may have plastics. Perhaps this would be horn. Perhaps, yes, I think it's the horn. There's kind of cables. This one, I don't know why it's there. It's the front suspension of it. Yes, interesting design.
Yeah, okay.
Let's just move to this Buick from 64. Not a convertible, but there is no frame, no B pillar here. Very interesting design. You won't see this today because perhaps it's not that safe. Side impacts. All dark interior, Skylark. Let's watch a bit the rear. Let's see if there's a plate. So, Skylark, fairly big car. Inside is not that big. Well, the front is okay. Rear seats, not so much space in there. A Pontiac Parisienne 1980. Well, just want to say something first. There is music inside the radio, so I'm not sure if I can film it or I can leave the sound on. But I didn't know that Pontiac basically made, I don't know, it looks, you will see the inside, it looks like top luxury for those years, even for the 80s actually, which is the last, basically the end of that era, the big cars. So first, the front of the car, I don't know if it shows in the image. I know I filmed the Caprice, with the Caprice is white. This thing is even more impressive.
Thanks again.
Of course, it's loaded with details, but it's just, it feels like it's coming to you. It's very impressive. I'll just give you perhaps those details here. Yeah, I don't know if it's all original. I would guess so, but it totally feels like a Cadillac to me, which I'm confused. I am not so good with this car. So. A voiceover over this part of the video because there was some music in the car, but all this to say that first off, the interior, it's very wide. It's a big interior car, and it just, this color, the kind of brown color, pale brown color, it feels and gives you an impression of space. Now these seats, if you ever see a car in a car show with seats like a double cushion like this one, take a moment, if possible, just have a seat and just feel, because this kind of seats, from my experience, I've sit in another car similar to this, have been the best, just like a cloud, literally like a cloud. Just incredible to watch this car. It's so big, it's just like a Cadillac, but it's a Pontiac. And actually, I don't know, the two colors just make it really standing out. Crazy. For Thunderbird 56, it's kind of again the same as that 50s car. Air intake, side air intake. Very nice color. Obviously has been redone, rebuilt. The camera doesn't really show, it's kind of orange color, but look at the front. If I go just the detail, this is metal there, stainless steel everywhere. Yeah, that's back when the United States knew how to build things. Just for the looks. This is a small beige, but look at the details. Let's look inside, it's more interesting. So,
What's that for?
very nice steering.
That's an air vent or something? Is it?
That's air conditioning.
That's air conditioning?
Again, the camera doesn't capture the actual color, it gives you more red than it
Inside
is.
the car, you got this toggle.
Yeah.
So this, when you're driving on the highway,
on
it
the
just
outside.
catches the air and brings it inside, and it blows
It's
a lot of air.
just crazy, insane. This is just your spare well.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
It's just insane. You don't see how nice this looks.
Came with a converter. Actually, when they
Stainless steel here.
you had a choice,
It's not really a bumper,
convertible or the hard top.
but it's all about the design.
These cars don't.
Give you an idea about the size. Small light in there, I guess that's the blinker perhaps. It looks so good because obviously has been restored. I don't know what this is. Maybe it was for case, I don't know.
Oliver's best friend and his wife.
Stainless steel, no plastic, thank you.
Elliot calls it the jalopy.
Side window, clipping, let's look inside.
No way. It's pretty classy.
That's a K right there.
Yeah, that was the.
That would be heating, I don't know, AC, defrost. No, there is no AC. There was AC in the 50s, I think, but maybe it was too expensive or obviously just an option. Look at all that chrome surfaces there.
That's 06.
You see the small detail on that small piece of metal, like a
Is everything original? Or did they have
Yeah, everything's original.
very clean dashboard, very clean, except for the glove box. I don't like glove boxes. Yes, I know it's practical, but I don't like them because it kind of
It's very
cuts the line and breaks the lines. Very clean, interesting seats,
Manufacturer.
fairly big for two persons. The only thing that I've seen is they cannot tell you, but there's like this distance between the top of the seat and the floor, so basically sit on the floor literally. And a very clean shifter, and that's it. Pedals, very nice looking pedals for that time.
This is the one.
Enough distance to them. Very
I went there to see their
great
cars. They
design.
were so expensive.
Look at the handbrake lever right there,
I bought this
all
for
chrome.
Did you? Yeah.
Okay, so something I think I did a mistake in the video for the other cars. I said stainless steel, it's
They
chrome.
want to go into another problem.
It's not stainless steel, my mistake.
Yep, I don't see.
Again,
Well, he
chrome line right there. This piece is just chrome,
everything.
right under the windshield. Crazy, really crazy. I don't have the year for this beauty, but likely again from the 50s. It's just the size of every part. It's look at the beige again, just like the other car. So look at the size of it. That's my whole hand here. Try not to touch them because people did polish them. Yes, it's blinkers right there. The size of it again, it's hard to really kind of film it to show you how big it is. But this is a look from right behind, right in front of it. That would be the hood lever there. It just looks like I'm coming for you or so. Crazy.
I'm surprised the Quebec government. They were so company.
You see there are a few details on this car. The owners put inside. You'll see a moment. Again, the dashboard. I like this dashboard. I think it's plastic. I don't think it's soft, but it looks like the new Fiat 500, I think. I tried to film from the other side as well. A few chrome surfaces, not too many. Again, there is one right underneath the windshield. But other than the glove box cut, is just superb. It's beautiful. I mean, this is. Can you see about the modern dashboard? It's beautiful with a big B. I don't know, maybe depends on the taste, but this is purely aesthetical. And I can only imagine people driving this back in the days for a couple of hours ride, seeing this dashboard right in front of you all that time. I mean, you don't want to stay at home, right? So let's look slightly from behind. I'll show the details. I'm filming the plate. So it's not that clean, other than the chrome here. Pontiac. This brand no longer exists, I think. And look at the camera there. Hopefully you can tell. This is a film camera. I don't know, it's perhaps 8 millimeters or so. It has a bulb for light. It's not a flash. I think it's continuous light. So you can film, and likely there is no sound. So it's just the movement, the image basically. I can tell there. Okay, let's just move on. What appears to be a cooler, yes, cold drinks. And I wonder if it's new or actually from the same era as the car. The same color, basically. I would guess an option. What is this for? Do people still know what it is for? But I can tell you it says made in USA. So this is for the, is that a theater park or just open air theaters? When you just stay in your car, the lady will serve you some fast food. I was going to say junk food. Maybe not everybody agrees it's junk food, but what's inside there? It looks like a badge, but there is a glass right in front of it. So there is a glass right here. This is a glass, and there is something in there. Yes, it looks like a badge. Crazy! Look, this totally doesn't look like a modern steering wheel. So I'll try to film this. Okay, let's try to see if we can get an angle. Yeah, that's a dashboard full of chrome, battery lights.
Like half a block down.
There's a fuel, oil, light in there. Radio is certainly not from the. Maybe it's not. I think it's a regular cassette. Maybe an 8-track one. I don't know about it. But again, the dashboard is just beautiful, totally beautiful. It's quite roomy inside. It's not that wide. And let's look at the ceiling. Chrome handle. Quite a bit of space inside for the rear passengers as well. Very nice. This is your rear side mirrors. I think they adjust. Not touch them. That's just for the side mirror here. You see there, right? Excess.
I mean, the interior of this house is really done. Really